All right, awesome. I'm here with two great people. We've got Ali, our teacher. Okay. Hola, Ali.
Hola,
And we've got El Hombre. We've got Lucas.
Lucas.
Hola.
All right. So, Lucas, can you just share a little bit of your experience with FCS so far? When did you start? Where were you before you started? And where are you now? After how long?
Okay, so I've been on the course about 6 months, I think. I'm about halfway through it, about 6 months, more
July,
or
you
less.
think?
Yeah, July, around about that time, I think.
Mhm.
So I think 6 months. Before, I was really going nowhere, to be honest. I kind of had the feeling I'm very independent and I thought I could learn it on my own. I was doing Duolingo for about 6 years. Um, I had lots of private lessons. I tried everything really, and I was just getting nowhere. And I thought it was one of those things that I was just never going to get.
Mm.
So, so I just kept on trying and trying and trying, but it wasn't sticking, and I was getting frustrated. And I thought I've got to look for another way because I really wanted to achieve it, and I saw other people who had achieved it before.
Yeah.
So and I usually accomplish everything I set out to do. So it was really frustrating me.
And you had a huge motivation, right?
Because I live in Mexico, I've got a Mexican wife. I've been living in Mexico for 6 years,
Yeah,
and I couldn't do the basics of things, right? Like
yeah,
going to the doctors, going to the mechanics, just like the simple things, going to the bank. I couldn't
yeah,
do any of it, and it was really frustrating me.
yeah. The wife relationship is great motivation.
Definitely.
Nice. And so you joined, right? You said, let's give it a shot, and you did. And ¿cómo te sientes hoy? How do you feel today?
Estoy muy feliz.
Mm.
Me gusta mucho. I like it because there's a good um, there's a good format, and my conversation. I can have basic conversations with everyone now. So
Everyone,
I
you're just there. You're conversing.
yeah, like when I used to go out with my wife's friends, and everyone would have to speak to me in English for about the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then of course everyone would go to Spanish, and I'd be left for the rest of the night doing nothing. But now I can hold a conversation for most of the night now in Spanish, which is great.
That's incredible. Y Ali, ¿qué has visto trabajando con Lucas? ¿Tú has visto, sí, el progreso?
Sí, Lucas está avanzando mucho en nuestras clases de conversación. Él usa muchas frases mexicanas, entiende muchas frases, entiende muchas palabras y ahora él puede hablar con mucha más fluidez. Felicidades, Lucas.
Muchas gracias.
Sí. So, Lucas, en español, para mostrar un poco de qué has aprendido, dinos cuáles son tus metas para 2023. Okay.
2023, ellos dicen, si tengo más que tres, no tengo nada, ninguna. So, tengo tres.
Tres metas, ¿qué son?
Sí, el primo es terminar este curso. And tengo 6 meses más
Mm.
y quiero desarrollar mi nivel.
¿Quieres desarrollar?
Sí, desarrollar mi nivel. Dos, empecé un nuevo arte marcial. Se llama Jiu-Jitsu. Es muy difícil, increíble difícil. No me gusta, no quiero ir. Um, es muy difícil, pero mi número 2 es entrenar
Ujú.
para todo 2023.
Excelente.
Tres veces por semana.
Al final del año 2023, tú vas a amar este nuevo deporte.
Sí, creo que sí. Ojalá, ojalá. Pero es muy difícil, es como una ciencia.
Ujú, ujú. Disciplina. ¿Cómo aprender español? Necesitas disciplina.
Exacto,
Mhm.
exacto.
Excelente, excelente. Good. And so what recommendations do you give to students who are thinking of joining or thinking of trying to learn Spanish, who are stuck or who haven't begun yet? What advice do you have for them? Yeah.
Okay, so for me personally, there's a lot of kind of learn Spanish quick courses out there, and there's a lot of different courses all looking for your attention. So I would spend a lot of time looking at the courses and seeing what they've actually got and whether they're going to help you. And a great starter for me was to look at your workshops.
Mm.
I mean, the workshops are free. You could sit and spend an hour looking at the workshops and see how you find it. And
Yeah.
for me, it really spoke to me. It was really, right, I get this guy. I can learn from this really well.
Nice.
And look at the structure of the course, look at what it gives you, and look if you're committed. Because I think if you commit to this course, it's basically impossible to fail, the way I would see it. If you commit to it, I mean, if you don't commit to it, it's like anything, you're not going to achieve it.
Right.
But for this, if you put the time in and you follow the course and you do exactly what's asked of you, I don't think there's any way possible you could fail. That's my opinion.
That's awesome. And I would agree because Ali, David, Magda, Marilyn, and I built this program based on decades of experience. Ali, you also have taught foreign students, right? Where have you taught, Ali, before just before working here?
I was working in a school too in Cuernavaca, Morelos, teaching Spanish, helping a lot people that they really enjoy learn Spanish. And it's a hard work, but also it's an amazing work. So
Yeah.
don't miss the opportunities to learn Spanish with us for sure.
Yeah. And it's nice to have, maybe Luke, you can comment, to have an English speaker and a Spanish speaker.
For me, it's perfect because I've sat in classes before when they've just spoken Spanish the whole way and they're trying to teach you grammar in Spanish, and it's just really, really difficult to understand that. But the way you break it down and to explain it in English, and I think what's really important for you know the cheats, or the way, this is the best way to learn it, and this is a little shortcut, and kind of like you know the way, but a non-native speaker thinks and how you learn, and little tips and that lot, which I think is really good. But on the other side of that, it's really useful to learn from a native speaker. So the combination of the two is great.
Yeah. And for those workshops, for anyone who does go watch those free workshops, sometimes they think that's all we do, right? Because those workshops are kind of like a lecture a little bit more. Explain, Luke, just the classes versus the lecture and the workshops. It's different, right?
Yeah, it's very different. So the workshops are more of an overview to teach you the basics. They're more grammar based and rule based.
Yeah.
And then the actual classes with the native speaking students are is really focused to get you to speak as much Spanish as you can, which is what you need. Practice, speak, and it really pushes you to speak. Like if you go before when I was going nowhere, I would avoid kind of any situation where I had to speak Spanish. Yeah. So you're still a little bit like that when you start, but when you have a class, there's nowhere to hide, right? So it really gets you in, and it's a very safe environment, but it gets you in the place where you get confident to speak Spanish.
Yeah, it's a great community, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So perfect. Thank you, Luke. I really appreciate you sharing this. We love doing what we do. We love working with students like you. It's a pleasure because it motivates us, right? When we see students put in hard work and we see it paying off, that's why we do what we do. So I think we'll sign off with one fun success story that you've had this year in 2022, your favorite success story, and then we'll close out the year.
Okay. I think my favorite success story was I had to take the cat to the vet once, and it's usually for me, there's no way I would have gone to a vet on my own, and a Spanish-speaking vet, taking my cat on my own. So I would have asked a friend or asked my wife or got my wife on the phone. But I had enough confidence. I went in the cat, and I managed it perfectly, and I managed to find out what was wrong with my cat and managed to describe everything, and it was great. But I've had many situations like that now, taking my car to the mechanic and things like that. But taking my cat to the vet was probably my favorite.
That's like your child, right? It's like one of your children. You want to take care of your cat.
Yeah, and you just want to be independent. I just wanted to be independent and be able to do things for myself. And that was kind of a big stepping stone for me.
And that's a great one because whoever would think of cat veterinarian, right? It's not on the list of topics that your Duolingo will give you, right? It's not on that.
Exactly. It's nothing but any class will give you, apart from when you have the fundamental basics. You can put yourself in any situation.
That's right. Awesome. So we give you those basics. We walk you through it. We have a team like Ali, myself, and the other coaches have built this from all of our years of experience and put our heads together and put this curriculum. So thank you, Luke. We got great things for you in the new year, 2023. Going to keep pushing, keep doing more because it just gets more and more fun.
Thank you.
Gracias, Lucas.
Gracias.
Adiós.